Good morning. So our joke today is, what does a cat eat for breakfast? Any guesses? Mice Krispies. Yes, Mice Krispies. Very good. So I've just been very impressed with the way that you guys have been working. We've been covering a lot of material, and you guys are working fabulous through this. So this is going to be our last new math for this week. And as you can tell, we're going to be looking at graphing. So I'm not sure if you've covered this last year with Mr. D, but hopefully this will act as a quick review. I think this is something that I like. I like graphs. Graphs make sense to me, but it could be challenging. So remember, if you need extra help, raise your hand and let me know. Otherwise, then let's get through with this video. So we're going to be talking about graphing points and actually creating objects, drawing two-dimensional objects and shapes on a graph. But we're just going to start with graphing points. So here's how it works. You see the A right here. That is our point on the graph below. So please get out your math journal, make sure you're following along. I can't project the whole page and get it on the screen capture. But A is on how this works. So A is a point on the graph. And you see A is at point as it's at the coordinates 3, 1. So here's how this works. We have an x-axis and we have a y-axis. So you can see the y-axis right here. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to write our A equals, it doesn't sense good over here. That's 3. That's not a negative 3. So 3, 1, just to remind me. So we have an x-axis and a y-axis. Our x-axis goes horizontal and our y-axis goes vertical. And we're talking about a whole number line. So, and with integers. So we have negative numbers and we have positive numbers. So as we can see, if we move right on our horizontal line, we get positive numbers. If we go up on our vertical line, that is also positive. But as we head in different directions to the left on the horizontal, it's negative, and going down is also negative. So what these numbers indicate for our coordinates is how to move our directions. So our first plot, it says A is at the coordinates 3, 1. So the way this works is the first place is always the x coordinate. So that's moving on our horizontal line right here. So we need to move positive 3 from the middle. And that's our point right here at 0, 0. We always start at 0, 0. So we're going to move 3 points to the left, or excuse me, to the right, because it's a positive 3. And then the comma means that it's a break. So now we're talking about 1, which is our y coordinate. And we want to move positive 1. So then we move up 1, and we get to point A. So this is how it works, is that we're just simply following our coordinates. Remember 3, it's always our x, comma, our y. So sometimes you might be given a point on the graph and you'll have to write the coordinates. Sometimes they'll give you the coordinates and we'll have to plot the point on the graph. So for example, let's look at point L that I just circled. We're going to label L right here. So first we need to find out our x-coordinate. Where is L in relation to the horizontal line? So I'm going to start here at 0. Let's use a different color. Use red. We're starting at 0, and we know we need to go left. So we're going to go left negative 4. So we're going to write in, we went negative 4. That's our x-coordinate. We always do the x-coordinate first. Then we need to go up. So we go up 6. So our coordinate would be negative 4, 6. That is our coordinate. Cool? Okay. You can look at the other examples. If you need extra help, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to scroll back up and make sure we covered everything. Yep, so you guys can plot these points on your own. And just a quick note, you see that D here, or C, we have a half. So let's look at plot D, point D, on our chart, our graph, excuse me. Coordinate plane is what they call it. D, where is D? Do we need to plot D? Or is it hiding? I can't see it. It doesn't look like it's on here. C, that's why I'm confused. I don't see C. So C, it says it's -4, -1/2. So let's plot this. So first we need to go -4 on our x-axis. So we're going here. And then -1/2. So we go down just halfway. So we see that this line is -1, but we just want to go halfway. So something like right here is where our plot would be. You pretty much just have to do your best guess when we're talking about using halves. But you guys got it. So let's move on to the next page. I'm going to skip a page, and now we're going to Math Journal page 176. That's not 176. This is 176. I want to talk about finding the midpoint and the end point, and what are the differences. So at the top of your page, you see the midpoint of the line segment is the point halfway between the endpoints. So for example here, our endpoints are exactly what it sounds like, right at the end. So B and A are our endpoints. C is our midpoint, and it's exactly how it sounds, right in the middle of the line. It can also be E here at the midpoint of an intersection. So this is the midpoint of MN, our line NMN. And that's not a line, it's actually a line segment, because see how it ends. It ends. It doesn't go any further. This line continues going on for infinity, so that makes it a line segment. And finally, we can also find the midpoint of an object, drawing a shape. So here we have a triangle, and our midpoint is halfway between one of the sides of our triangle. So I'll help you with two examples of finding midpoint. So let's find the midpoint of A and B right in this graph, and then we'll find the midpoint between R and S in this graph. The way we do that is we simply just count our x-axis. How many places do we go on our x-axis? So between A and B, line segment A and B is 1, 2, 3, 4. It is 4 long, so we're just going to count 2 to the middle. We're pretty much cutting it in half. So half of 4 is 2. So we're going to count in 2 places. 1, 2. Here's our line segment. Our midway point, right in the middle of line AB. So just count how long your line is and divide it in half. Pretty simple. But let's look at what happens if we have a line that kind of goes crooked and slanted. Well, we count the same thing. We count how long it is. Except not how long it is going this way, but in relation to the x-axis, so exactly flat, going this way. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to, it's actually 5 spaces long, but we'll go right to the middle, so we're going to count in 2. So I'll count in 2 places. 1, 2, and so our midpoint, let's see, 1, 2. So our midpoint is going to be right here for line segment RS. So again, we're still just counting along the x-axis. How long is it? Okay? And again, it's the same with shapes here. So dealing with shapes, we can connect our line segments to create different shapes, and you're going to see that on page 175. And it's the same thing. You're still looking at just the corners of your shape. Just the corners. That's going to help you create your shape and find the different places. Okay? If you got any more questions, feel free to ask. And otherwise, just continue to work hard. Today's our last day for all this new stuff. Tomorrow, we'll get a little break and work on our Christmas project. And take care and keep going hard, guys.